Hello, hello. Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. To the Renee Allen and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Right. Mwah.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally.
Oh, I love it. They say you're the man's the head, but we're the neck, and we put them wherever we want to put them. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I want you to just talk about a few pieces, and then the fundraiser, because that's what I'm excited about.
Okay.
We forgot about love. Beautiful love.
Bringing you the best in entertainment, entrepreneurship, business owners, the whole gamut. It's so exciting. I am so impressed. The vibrancy in the car and the details. Can we hold one up?
Oh, absolutely. I'll hold on. I'll hold up one of my absolute favorites.
So you really can't judge a book by its cover. And pageants are about beauty and brains and what you can bring to the platform.
'Cause girl, when you're here, nothing goes wrong. Yes, I need you everything.
Bringing you the finest in chefs in the DMV.
Oh my
Goodness. Wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Smoke pulled pork.
So everybody wave to your parents. You are looking at Somerset's finest, the sophisticated ladies. Yes! Thank you so much, ladies. And I hope to see you on my set one day. Thank you. God bless you. And we're going to be doing a lot of collaboration and a lot of great things together. Glory to God. Bam! Boom! Ta-da!
Oh yeah, we right here, y'all.
Something you never had, you need to do something you've never done.
Yes.
We gon' sing right here. Yeah, Miss Renee. Oh yeah.
Welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio in Washington, D.C., right across from Howard University. How good is that to just be in the nation's capital doing what you love to do best? I'm sitting here with Nashika Rag from Detail Diva. She's sitting in with me while I tell you what's going on around town. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. You're looking great, girl.
Thank you, so do you.
And it's so good to finally meet you.
It's nice to meet you too in person.
Thank
Been
you,
talking
thank
a
you.
lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So you're going to see why she's here with me in a few minutes. But I want to first say thank you to our sponsors, Nevetica Your Pet's Choice, Dr. Lance London, the one that owns Carolina Kitchen, where you get your chicken and much, much more, has now carved a big space into the pet industry, which is $86 billion pet industry. Nevetica Your Pet's Choice. Revolutionary and innovative products and services for your furry loved ones, the cats and the dogs. Yes, the ones you spoil their whole life through. So we used to have a little website at the bottom, but I'll show that on my social media, where you can go straight to the website and just look at the products and just cruise through and see what catches your fancy. Okay. So the other one is AOL. Can we get that? I can't really see the L. Yeah, AOG. That's why I see. AOG. Well, that is my girl, Raquel Riley Thomas. And she is an officer and gentlewoman, and that's her LLC for all of the wonderful pageants. We have one of her pageant winners here today, Megan, which is the first of the Miss District of Columbia for America, and I am so proud of Raquel and all of the pageant winners. So let's get started. I wanted to talk about, listen, tomorrow during the day, tune in at 11:30 a.m. to see the Chris Thomas Show with Dr. Renee, and it's on Radio 1. He is on 104.1 a.m. and 95.5 FM every Thursday morning at 11:30 a.m. Last week he had our girl, Sylvia Traymore Morrison, who is here today, y'all. Woo! And she had just gotten back from a residency with the one and only Monique. And we'll be talking about, there's George Wallace, or we'll be talking about all those great things later on when we bring her up. But we just want to make sure that you tune in to Chris Thomas' show, because that's the real deal. Also, we have Kiana, my dear friend, Kiana Brown. She has a forgiveness show, and we are both involved with Invetica, and I met her. And I love her. She has a dog grooming salon. I think it's Capitol Heights near Marlow off of Pennsylvania Avenue. And she's asked me to come on her forgiveness show, and I said yes, not knowing that it was Richard Wright's 8th annual gala night, but I'll just leave her and go straight there to see Dr. Marco Clark and all the wonderful people out at UDC. But tune in to see her, Kiana Brown, Kyonna Brown. It's going to be 6 o'clock p.m. Live. And just look on my website and my social media, and you will see all of the information. Also, Richard Wright, 8th Annual Gala. Oh, my goodness. I love it. I'm there every year. Matter of fact, Joe Claire from WPGC and I co-hosted that 3 years ago, and it was so awesome at the Warner. Do you have the picture of that? Yeah. Oh my goodness, John Gordon's one of the MCs. They have a wonderful lineup. My dear friend and big sis mentor, Marcia Dyson, has just joined their board. Just a wonderful plethora of people and resources for Ward 7, 8, and beyond. So I'm so proud of Dr. Marco Clark. And I wanted to say a little something for Power Networking Conference. Our friend to the show, one of my mentors and dear friends, Dr. George, oh my goodness, Dr. George C. Frazier. And the PNC, the Power Networking Conference, was here at the Gaylord up until this year. It will be returning in a couple of years, but this year it's in Houston, Texas. And my girl, our girl, Peggy Morris of Sisters for Sisters Network, matter of fact, I was at Four Sisters Live sitting in for one of their wonderful sisters, and we had a blast with Trevor Oz this past Saturday. But she will be receiving the Phenomenal Woman Award at the Power Networking Conference, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal, and I'm so proud of her. Lastly, God's You, GODSU. I love this organization. They take people who have already have a huge body of work that they have poured into the community, workers of God, just working with people, community, families. And about 5 years ago, I had the, I just say pleasure and opportunity to become one of their honorary doctorates with my 31 years of youth advocacy and champion for women and all that I do. And so I work with them on different platforms, and I just love them. Dr. Diane Eubanks and her husband, Dr. Willis Eubanks, and all of the wonderful leaders there. They will be at Power Networking Conference, and there will be a huge graduation this coming December, which I will be at, and I'll be inviting all of you. So that's about it for now. Was that enough?
That's all. It's not enough.
So let's talk about why Nashika is here.
Yes.
We've been talking for about a month or so.
Yeah,
right?
for about a month.
Yeah, and so why don't you introduce yourself and tell the viewers why you're here and what we're getting ready to do.
Well, it's a hard follow-up after everything.
Oh, no, not for you. We're going to do this together.
Oh, wow. So I'm here today to talk about Naturally Royal, a textured experience. It's an event that's coming up on Sunday, this Sunday.
Ooh, yes, there it is.
On June 23rd. And my dear friend here, she will be moderating and hosting the event for us.
I'm honored. And we have to give Roger Gore a big old up on, because he referred me.
Yes,
It's about
he did.
edifying and empowering and sharing the wealth,
And
right?
I'm so thankful. I am so thankful for him, and I'm so thankful for you for signing on, because we are so excited to have you.
I am too. I'm excited to be there for
Oh,
what
my
you're doing.
goodness,
So let's talk
yes.
about, how did this all come about? Because when you say a textured experience,
Yeah.
I know I'm wondering, aren't you? What does that mean?
Well, first of all, I need to give a shout out to Lady Styles, Tammy Roberts.
I can't wait to meet
She's
her.
hard at work right now, guys. She couldn't be with us today. Oh my goodness, I wish that she could have been here, but this is really her baby, her vision, her dream. And currently she works as a natural hairstylist. She's been in the industry for over 8 years now. And she is kind of a jack of all trades. So now she's kind of involved in not only doing hair, but she's also into fitness and exercise. So she's
wonderful.
doing Afrofusion dance exercise classes, and she also educates women on the proper way to tend to their natural hair.
Come on now.
So she is the purpose and the point and the lady of the hour when it comes to Naturally Royal. And I am just the event organizer who has
Oh,
put
no,
this
no,
all
no. I don't
together
like when
for
people
her.
say just. There's no just about when people are doing the leg work and making sure everything comes together and
Yes.
connecting. Oh, no,
Yes.
we can't use the word just. We got to get that out of our vocabulary.
Okay, I will take that
The
back.
humble people use just, okay? So how can they get a hold of you? How can they get, are there tickets? Is it,
Oh, yeah. So there are tickets. You can go online at www.naturally-royal.com and purchase your tickets from there. It'll route you on over to Eventbrite. You can get your tickets there. Or you can get them at the door. But if I were you, I would go between now and Friday to the website because you might catch a flash sale.
Yeah, oh, all right. Now, come on
You
now.
might catch a flash
That was a big
sale.
old
Come on
hint.
in.
Bam, boom, pa-dow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Nashika, for coming
Thank you for
live and in
having me.
person.
I appreciate
And
it.
yes, and please support them, y'all. We'll be right back with the one and only Sylvia Traymore Morrison. Yes, she's in the house, y'all. Come on, Belle. Be right back.
We gonna do it here. Right here in Listen Vision, y'all. Oh yeah, Miss Renee. I like how you sing it. Girl, I like how you sing it now. And where we at now?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Renee Alen and Friends Show. To the Renee Alen and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Right. Mwah.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm
Show.
Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States.
Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally.
Oh, I love it. You know they say you're the man's the head, but we're the neck, and we put them wherever we want to put them. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I want you to just talk about a few pieces and then the fundraiser, because that's what I'm excited about.
Okay.
We forgot about love. Beautiful love.
Bringing you the best in entertainment, entrepreneurship, business owners, the whole gamut. It's so exciting.
I am so impressed. The vibrancy in the car and the details. Can we hold one up?
Oh, absolutely. I'll hold on. I'll hold up one of my absolute favorites.
So you really can't judge a book by its cover. And pageants are about beauty and brains and what you can bring to the platform.
'Cause girl, when you're here, nothing goes wrong. Yes, I need you everything.
Bringing you the finest in chefs in the DMV.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Smoked pulled pork.
So everybody wave to your parents. You are looking at Somerset's finest, the sophisticated ladies. Yes. Thank you so much, ladies.
And I hope to see you on my set one day.
Thank you. God bless you. And we're going to be doing a lot of collaboration and a lot of great things together. Glory to God.
Bam! Boom! Pow!
Oh yeah, we right here, y'all.
Something you never had, you need to do something you've never done.
Yes.
We gon' sing right here. Yeah, Miss Renee. Oh yeah, we gon' do it here. Right here in Listen Vision, y'all. Oh yeah, Miss Renee. I like how you sing it. Girl, I like how you sing it now. And where we at now?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome back to the Renee, Alen and Friends show. Look, I am giddy. I feel like a little schoolgirl in the kindergarten because I'm sitting next to one of the greats, living legends. Let me tell you, before she even says one word, which she will have you in stitches. First of all, she is the first. Everybody say first. I hear you out there. First black female impersonator. Impressionist. Okay, impressionist. She is the first black female, or maybe even female in general, to host a nation roast, which was for Muhammad Ali. Mm-hmm. She is the first of so many things. She is just came off a residency with Monique. Woo!
Oh my God! Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there she goes, bam. And look, I'm not going to take away your thunder. You're going to talk about all that. But all I want y'all to know, let me reintroduce Dr. Sylvia Traymore Morrison. Yes, I did say that. She received her honorary doctorate for all the work she has done important to this community and for families and making people laugh throughout the nation for 50 years, y'all, and doesn't even look like she's 40. I even say 30. Because she looks so young. Look at her.
Oh my God.
Okay, and look, DZ Flint, my producer over here working it out, said she looked 21. I said,
you know what?
He's just trying to get one over on me.
If I'd have known you were gonna say all this, I'd have put on false fingernails and eyelashes. And
no, you do look good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, if you get a close up on her skin, your skin looks like a skin of a college girl.
Oh my God!
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you can just look at it and let them see it. Look this way, Padel.
You know, Renee Craig, who Monique hired for me for my makeup artist, she said the same thing. She said, you know, Miss Sylvia, you got some really nice.
What's her name?
Her name is Renee Craig.
Oh, Renee, she all right with me.
From Vegas, makeup artist in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Come on, Renee.
And I mean, she put it down. It's been amazing here.
Sylvia, I can't say enough about you. I said, let me reintroduce on my social media and everything because, you know, as I walk around, you know, and do my thing in the DMV and beyond, I've been talking about you because when Chris Thomas introduced me to you, my
That's
dear,
my boy.
We got to share him.
Oh yes, Chris is. Oh, that. Look at that. That's my boy, Chris Thomas.
But when he introduced us, I feel like you're my newest best friend.
Of course.
You know,
I always say, I'm telling you, I say a prayer for you every day, Renee. I really do. I say a prayer for you because, and I know this is going to sound a little weird. It's coming from me, but I'm going to say it. It's like you are such an incredible friend. And it's because you're so pretty, y'all come on, you know, you gotta give credit where it's due. I don't want the haters out there. Renee is absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and I know everybody, all 300 of you in here, will be able to attest to that. Okay. And I told her, she had on her sunshades early, and she said, Sylvia, should I take my sunshades? I'm like, when you take off your sunshades, your eyes like bam, you know, it just knocks them down. So I'm like privileged to have you for a friend. I really am, seriously. You do so much around here. You're in so much in the community. You do. I mean, you're like the people's MC, the real people's MC. Oh my goodness, the real one.
I appreciate all this. We're gonna get it back on you, okay? Because I brought you here, and it's hard to get her. Your residencies, all kinds of stuff. It's hard to get you. You know, so I appreciate you, but y'all know me. It's all about her. You know, and I want to tell you, I don't think you get enough of your. I know you're humble, because I've been around you long enough to know you're humble and don't care about the naysayers and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I do. Because I've been around long enough to know the real deal people and the spirit I feel from you. Yes. And her 50 years, y'all, and the humbleness of this wonderful human being to my right and your left is the real deal. I mean, she's not looking for nothing. She just wants to make your audience laugh. She wants to just make the universe chuckle a little bit, you know?
It's like I have situations where, okay, let me give you a prime example. For 5 years, they've had a comedy show up at the Bethesda Blues and Jazz place where they bring in comics from, you know, many of them from the DMV. Yeah. I live in the DMV. I've been doing comedy for 50 years. Not once has anyone reached out to me. Not one time in 5 years.
Shame.
However, George Wallace came to town. George Wallace, I said, George Wallace came to town. He was at the Bethesda Jazz
Oh,
and Blues
girl, I
Club.
was trying
and
to
guess
get
who
there.
he called to come and open for him? I was like, thank you, George, because nobody else will bring me up here. But George Wallace, one of the biggest comedic icons in the world.
Because, girl, that's what God said.
Yeah.
The first will be
Yeah.
last, and the last shall be what?
Amen.
Okay?
First,
You
yes.
didn't have to go up there with anybody because God said He's going to bring you up with one of the best
Oh, God. And
in your
was it?
50th year.
Oh,
That's
it was
how
such
God
a
works.
blessing. I'm so
So
thrilled.
tell us about it. Tell us about it.
Well, you know, I met him at Monique's residency. Monique was...
You made me look. At first, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Monique, because I am not fake. When you start talking about skinny, pretty girls, the way you talked about them, I did not like you anymore. But when you got with this girl and said the things you said that I know and believe, now I like you again.
Okay, and you know what, see, Renee, that's what I mean about you real. And people that don't know Monique, I'm trying to tell you, that woman is so, I mean, she keeps it so on 100.
That's what I like.
She don't laugh and grin in your face. She don't do none of that. But she works hard.
Yeah.
She's so, in my opinion, she's so good with people. At the end of her show, most celebrities leave the stage. They're tired. They just finished doing it like an hour on the stage.
Yeah. It's a lot.
All of that energy is up here, and you're sweating and you're tired. Monique goes back to her dressing room.
Come on now.
Gets herself refreshed. Her whole team comes in and they do her hair again. They do her makeup. They do all that. And then she goes back out there with the people and shares herself with them in the form of pictures. She dances with the music.
I love it.
She
I
gives
love
everybody.
it.
She will hug whoever.
But when she had her show, she was very edifying then too. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, she
because
keeps it.
you can't go anywhere without edifying and inspiring people and helping people.
And I was there to see a friend of mine one night. I was actually supposed to go to George Wallace's show, but since Teasus, my little comedian friend, he's a clean comedian. He's real good. He calls himself the petty comedian. Teasus was going to open for Monique that night. So in support of him, I went to her show and ran into Rodney Perry, thanks to Chris Thomas.
Come on, Chris.
Okay,
Thomas,
thank you to
the
Chris Thomas.
Show.
And Chris told Rodney I was coming, and so they arranged for me to go to Monique's show and sit in the VIP section.
Come on.
And Rodney and I were eating together, and we started talking, and he said, wait a minute, Monique is going to love you, man. All that history you have.
Yes.
He said she's about history. And sure enough, when she was coming off the stage, headed back to the dressing room so she could get refreshed to come out and meet her audience, he whispered in her ear that I was there. Wow. And I saw her coming toward me, and she had tears coming down her face. She had tears. And
She been through it. She been through it. She know the deal.
Oh, and see, I'm a big Monique supporter.
Yeah,
When she was
yeah.
going through that whole thing
Me
with
too.
Netflix,
Me
I was
too.
right there because
That's
I
not right.
know I have been doing this for 50 years. I know what history's going to do. She's going to be on the right side of history when it goes down. So she walked up to me, and she looked me. She bent down, looked me dead in my face, and she said, Miss Sylvia, how you doing, sugar? I just want you to know that I appreciate you being here, and thank you for your 50 years. She says, as a matter of fact, can you come back to my dressing room? And I'm sitting there like, how this happen? And when I got there, she gave me a hug, and she said, can you do a few minutes on my next show?
I love it. They don't be giving up their time.
No.
Oh no.
But she will.
Yeah.
And she actually flew me back out to Vegas, and a couple weeks later, which was week before last. And George Wallace came to her last show, and she did this whole thing. Let me show you how amazing Monique is. She did a Pride celebration for Pride Week.
I saw it on your.
She had all of these LBGTSTUVHIJK, all of them there.
Right.
She had all of them there, and she performed with them.
Wow.
And George came to that show, and at the end of the show, he came backstage, and he told me that he was going to be in my area. He said, I'm going to be in Maryland Friday. And I said, oh, who's your opening act? And he said, Coca Brown. I love Coca Brown. You know, she's from this area.
Yeah. Come on, Coco.
And so he said, but Sylvia, come on up anyway. Come on up to my show.
Come on now.
I said, you don't even know. I will be there. And sure enough, I got there, and he said, you know, I got to put you on stage.
Yeah.
And he did. And then I just got a note from him this morning. This morning, I
Y'all
got
gonna
a
be
note.
BFFs in a minute.
He told me, he said, you know, he and Jerry Seinfeld are best friends.
Wow.
He was the best man at Jerry Seinfeld's wedding.
Come on now.
That's how close they are. Roommates for 13 years. So he said in his text to me this morning, I looked at my phone like this. He said in his text, I should open up the phone and read it, but it's private. It's personal. He said, I told him, I said, whatever you do, don't forget me. And he said, Sylvia, I will never forget you. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Jerry Seinfeld about you yesterday.
Won't God do it?
I said, we need to go up to the blues, the Bethesda Blues.
But those some jelly beans. Those some jelly
Is
beans.
that Jerry Seinfeld? And back in the 70s, a lot of people know this from my book, from my autobiography, Almost There Almost.
Yes.
Jerry Seinfeld and a guy named David Copperfield, not the magician.
Right, I know who you're
He was a
talking
comedian, who used to host a show at Rodney Dangerfield's club. Jerry was hosting Catch a Rising Star, and David was at Rodney Dangerfield's club. They were the only two men in all of New York City, who would ever let me have 3 minutes on the mic. Three minutes. Jerry, and I said, I can't wait to let Jerry and George know that this guy I know from 40 years ago.
That's full circle, sis.
Yeah, it is.
That's
It
full
really is.
circle. That's nothing but full circle.
I haven't had a chance to thank Jerry Seinfeld yet either.
I have a feeling on your 50th year you'll be doing more than thanking him. I'm feeling that.
Come on.
The reason why I said jelly beans, y'all, is because tell them about that book.
Oh,
girl.
yeah, I have a book out entitled Jelly Beans from Heaven, and it was inspired by Whitney Houston, who I toured with in over 23 cities across the United States of America. And I was on stage one day telling the story like I'm telling you, and all of a sudden a voice came from somewhere. I was like, I couldn't look around because I knew I would have looked crazy looking around. And something said, tell him that Whitney went to heaven, and when she got to heaven, she had a mentor. That's what happens when you go to heaven. And I'm thinking to myself, I can't say that. But it said, say it, tell it.
Yeah.
And so I started telling this story about heaven the way I interpreted it. And her mentor was Lena Horne, and they walked around heaven, and they came to this section of heaven that had like trillions and trillions and trillions of jelly beans. And I'm going to have to give away part of the story for the people who haven't read the book. But every jelly bean represents a prayer request
I love
from
this.
Earth.
Yes, ma'am.
And so our loved ones in heaven are truly looking down on us because they get to drop a jelly bean, which is really a blessing.
Yeah.
God allows us to drop these blessings down on our loved ones. So there we go.
Yes, honey. Oh, I love it.
They
I
gotta
love
get
it.
the book to read
Yeah,
the rest
get
of it.
the book, y'all. And you have that's your first book. Your second book's getting ready to come out, right?
Well, that's the first jelly beans, but I have two books out. I have my autobiography, Almost There, Almost.
Yes.
And then there's the book I wasn't even planning on writing, Jelly Beans from Heaven, but it's written
I love it.
and it's
I
out.
love it. Yeah.
Get lots of wonderful reviews. Wonderful.
I love it. I bought that one. I'm going to get the next one too.
I want to say hi to Warren because I know he's looking because he posted all on Facebook. Sylvia's going to be on Dr. Allen's show. Sylvia's going to be on Dr. Allen's show
I
next
love
year.
Warren.
And he took the Jelly Beans from Heaven book and read an excerpt on his Facebook page.
See, that's when you know people are in your corner.
I love Warren.
I love people who help out, but don't say it and don't back it up.
Yeah.
Or just do it and don't even say it.
Right.
So let's talk about your 50th year anniversary and what's getting ready to happen in August, because I want everyone to be there, and not everybody's going to be able to fit in the space.
Yeah.
But let's talk about that because this is so well deserved. It's
Well,
your time.
It's like I caught a blessing because we had to cancel the first one we had planned.
Yeah.
And then along comes DCBX, headed by Lee El Gringuito and his wife, Catherine Aguilar. And Go Earl. Do you know Earl? Well, we're going to talk about Earl. And he is amazing. And they decide we're doing the anniversary on August the 25th.
Come on, y'all.
At
Yes.
in the grand ballroom of the Renaissance Hotel, the Marriott Renaissance, at 999 9th Street, Northwest in Washington, D.C. We only have 1,500 seats. The tickets have been selling. And you know what's weird?
What?
Everybody's buying the VIP tickets. It's like we have regular everyday tickets, but everybody that calls and tells me, Sylvia, I got my ticket, they all are in the VIP section, and that entitles you to. And I'm like, okay.
Tell them what it entitles you to while they're still available.
Oh, there's some more, but you get to do the the red carpet thing. You go into They have another section up on the rooftop.
Beautiful.
Or somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like a whole bunch of extra stuff. I don't even know. I just know I saw it was a VIP, and everybody's buying the VIP. So I guess it must be pretty cool to be in the VIP
and to
section.
get to be next to a living legend. When I say living legend, I met Mom's Mabley. She lived in Greenburgh, New York, near White Plains, where my grandmother and my aunt Cookie lived.
Right.
And I met the Red Sox, Keith Cato. A lot of people lived around that area where my aunt
Right.
lived.
Yeah.
And so when I think of you and the 50 years, I'm like, and I didn't know about you? I said, oh, everybody gonna know now, especially when they tune into the Renee Alen and Friends show, because I am a true friend and now fan.
Yeah. Thank you,
or that
Renee.
kind of went
Thank you.
the opposite way. Fan than friend.
Because George Wallace said the same thing too. He was like, I can't believe I never heard of you. What is going on? And Monique said, you know what, Sugar, I hadn't heard of you before tonight, but I'm going to tell you this, baby. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to make sure I introduce you to every single person that I know.
Well, why don't you introduce us to a few people while you're here? How about, maybe Whoopi?
Oh.
Because some people don't know Whoopi, I guess, either.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that I do impressions, and it's like I'm the first one that
first.
anybody even knew that. And I was mad with God early on because He made everybody special except for me. And then when I realized that I was special, you said Whoopi Goldberg. I said to Whoopi, I said, hi, Whoopi. And she said, well, Sylvia, let me just say this. Let me say this. Whoopi is so wild. Oh, my God. And I was on stage at George's show Friday, and I did Dionne Warwick. He's so crazy. He came out and said, you know what, you sounded just like Dionne. Everything was perfect.
You do.
He said, but your nose holes will never be that big.
Well, he's a comedian, too. Don't forget.
I was like, oh, my God. Because I used to open them up when I did Dionne. Thank you so very, very much. I'm delighted to be here on the Dr. Renee Alen show. And, well, coming out and see me, and I'll sing a couple of songs for you. Do you know the way to San Jose? I love Dionne.
I love her, too.
I love her music. Always have, but I got to do my impression of her.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Well, I love when you do impressions. I love you. I love your history. I love your personality.
Did you know that Red Fox was my very first manager?
Well, I just found out when you were on the Chris Thomas show this past Thursday.
Okay.
Yes, Red Fox was. Tell me a little bit about that. We don't have a lot of time left, but
Yeah, well, Red Fox was watching me when I was in Europe back in 1972. They sent 4 of us to Europe to entertain the American troops.
let me salute you, girl. Bam.
I love you. Already know. I know that you are a veteran, and I have to. That just put the icing on the cake for me. When I found, I was like, Dr. Alen was
Yes,
in
ma'am.
armed
22
services?
years. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. And he read about me because we didn't have the internet and all of that. We only had 4 channels on TV. And he read about me. He heard about me, and all the magazine coverage and the newspapers from Europe. And he sent a note to Charles Brown saying, when she gets back to the States, I want her in LA. I want to meet her. I want to see if she can do. Charles Brown, by the way, was the manager for a group called A Taste of Honey.
I remember.
We're gonna boogie until you just can't boogie no more. And when I got back to the States, the next day they flew me out to LA.
Yeah.
And because I was so young, I ain't know nothing about getting a lawyer for a contract. Red Fox handed me that contract. Well, he didn't, but his representatives did. And I politely signed it. Ain't let nobody look, and I ain't care. I was like, I'm with Red Fox.
Right.
They better stop playing. Yes. Oh, that was a big deal.
When I was with the Richard Wright, because it's their 8th annual this Friday, if you're available,
I'm in Atlanta for for the Peachtree Comedy Festival.
yes,
I
I
need
did
for
see that.
everybody in Atlanta to come by the Peachtree
ATL. Tell 'em,
Comedy
girl,
Festival.
tell 'em.
Yes, that's what I want y'all to do. Please.
But
Thank
if you're
you.
here in the DMV, the Richard Wright Public Charter School for Journalism and Media.
Yes, that's a big deal.
And I'm going to bring up somebody who I know you have a story with, because when Joe Claire and I emceed it a few years ago at the Warner, Thelma was there from Good Times.
Bernadette
Yes, I met her for the first time. So I know you have history.
Oh,
so
my
share that with them.
God.
Bless them with that story, would you?
Well, I had seen these beautiful black women on the Flip Wilson show back in the late
Geraldine.
60s, as a matter of fact. He had these black girls that come out on his show, and they were gorgeous, big old giant afros. And I said, who in the world are they? Come to find out they were Miss Black America and her court. And so when they talked about the pageant, I said, I can do that. So I entered the pageant. Make a long story short, I ended up tying for first place with Bernadette Stannis, who was Selma.
Yes.
And she went to Good Times.
Amazing.
I went to Europe.
Look, I'm gonna always have you back because I'm selfish like that. I just want.
Love Renee. I
And
really
before-
do. I love Renee. Y'all can say what you want to say.
And before you have your event on the 25th, you're gonna have to come back.
Okay.
And we'll
All
we'll
right.
do some people have Chris too. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah.
And
Oh,
we
that
could,
would be fun.
Yeah.
You know, I love being on press
Yeah,
with
you
Chris.
and Chris, they do the best
Impressions.
together, like a back and forth, like a Sonny and Cher show, but it's the Chris and Sylvia show.
Look, guys, don't miss the August 25th date. We're celebrating 50 years. I've got a whole bunch of my friends who are in comedy, comedians who've been doing comedy for 20, 30, 40 years. I'm in my 6th decade of watching comedians. Number 6. Okay? Thank
Come
you.
on, yes. So just giving them a way to get a hold of you if you want to book her for a host, MC, comedian, tell her story. Give them a way to get a
I'm
hold of you.
Sylvia T. Morrison, and I don't know which one in Facebook or Instagram. One of them, I'm Sylvia Trey Moore, Tray, like a tray and more. Because people kill me, they call me Sylvia Trey Morrison, Serial Trey.
But who gets it right?
One guy comes, then Dr. Alen comes all the way. But I'm Sylvia Trey Moore Morrison. You can look up Sylvia T. Morrison or any of that other stuff. And please don't miss the 25th. I'm telling you guys, we have 1,500 seats. DCBX does it huge. They do it so big. I am so blessed to have them in my corner.
Yes.
Lee El Granquito, Kat Aguilar, and Go Earl. Yes, indeed. So you can get me on Facebook. You can get me on Instagram. You can get me on Twitter. You can get me on Snapchat. You can get me on Chat Snap. You can get me on App Snap. You can get me on Boo Snap. Holy Snap.
And all that.
And we have the Living on Laughter Gospel Comedy Association conference coming up at the end of the month. Check my Facebook page. You'll read all about it. Sylvia T. Morrison at Facebook.
Yeah.
And I hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah, and I'll have it on mine as well because I will be there. And if you could stick around, maybe we'll bring you back at the end of the show.
And one other thing,
Yes,
Renee,
yes,
I'm
ma'am.
doing that. We're already sold out for the Isla Awards, but it's a book. If you're an author, or you guys just got to check it out. The Isla Awards with spearheaded by Tashina Davis. Amazing. She sells out every year.
Come on now. Yeah, so you are here with Sylvia Tremore Morrison, the living legend in comedy. And I hate to let you go. We got 2 other guests.
I know, because I haven't even mentioned Alicia Cooper's with me Sunday.
Go ahead.
Down at 618
Come on.
8th Street in Northwest Washington, D.C. Come on
Yes.
upstairs and have a good time.
Come on, y'all.
Thank you, Renee, for having
Thank
me.
you. I love you.
I love you, too.
Oh, you will love her, too. So we'll be right back with the first Miss District of Columbia for America. Yes.
Oh, and she's gorgeous. Just as
Yes. Beauty and brains. Hello. Welcome to the Renee Alen and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Right. Mwah.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm
Show.
Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee Alen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States.
Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally.
Oh, I love it. They say you're the man's the head, but we're the neck. We like.
Welcome back to the Renee Alen and Friends Show here on WLVS. It's the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. I'm so proud to be one of their many shows, and I want to say I miss you, Eddie Kane. Woo! But he's doing his thing, y'all. So look, I'm sitting here with the first. Everyone say first. We're a show of first today, aren't we?
We are a show of first. I love it.
Yes, with Megan O.P.O., right? Did I say it right?
On P.O.
On
You're
P.O.
close.
I love it. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm blessed to be on this show and talk to you tonight and
Yes.
tell you a little more about me.
Yes, I want to know. Let me tell y'all something. The last 2 winners, I actually just so happened to have spoken with them when it was Julie. She was all by herself in the corner in the back, and I was talking to her. We had she won. Then it was Leah, and I knew her. We were joking like 20 minutes before she won. And then you and I, who never met, we're on the side of the stage taking pictures
Yep.
with Raquel's little girl, my girl, and you end up winning. I'm like, am I good luck or what? No.
She is good luck. Plus, you announced me, so.
Oh, that's true.
So you're my favorite person.
Wow. Oh, and you mine. Look, I just want them to know a little bit more about you, because beauty queens, beauty, the crown, everything's bam, boom, put out. But there's a person inside there, y'all. There's a story. And what I love about Megan is that she's so down to earth. She's about humanity. She's about telling her story and hearing yours. So let's go back a little bit and talk about you.
Sure.
You know, growing up, how did all the pageantry begin or become a part of your life?
So this is my second pageant. So I've only been in pageantry for a year. So very, very new to pageantry, but it's been a long journey to kind of get to where I am. So grew up playing tennis, grew up in the DC area, so I'm a Washingtonian.
That's good.
Yeah, parents still live here, so I thought I was not going to stay, and went to school in South Carolina, and then came back and ended up staying. But after college, I gained 50 pounds. So I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now. And I went onto bodybuilding.com and I said, I really want to become and be on a bodybuilding stage. If I can do that, I can do anything.
Wow.
Let's do that. So that was, 12 years ago. Took me 9 years to get on stage. 9 years. Every year I'd say, okay, I'm going to do it this year, and then something would get in the way. Okay, I'm going to do it. Something would get in the way. So 3 years ago, I finally made it on stage the first time.
Come on, y'all.
First time. The next year, I said, well, I'm going to do it again. So went on stage again and ended up coming in first in modeling, the modeling division, and second in the bikini division.
Wow.
So
that's hard to get both of those categories.
Yes,
they
it's
look
two
for
different
certain
ones,
things,
and
yeah.
it was, the training and diet and everything. And last year, I said, do I want to go after bodybuilding again, or do I want to do something else? And something was pulling at me to start Googling pageantry and Google what it is about, and I wanted to give back a little bit more, and I figured this was a way to get on stage and a way to give back. And so that's how I started it, and I ended up starting my own charity platform from there.
Yes.
And
tell them the name of it. I love the inspiration.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Inspiration Across Nations. You want to hear how I came
Yes,
up with
because
that?
I love that inspiration across nations.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So I was trying to figure out what I want to do. I have so many things that I'm interested in, and I said, it's really hard to figure out how to volunteer, where to volunteer, what to do. And I said, I don't know the name, I don't know anything. So I prayed. I said, God, give me something, give me a sign. I woke up in the middle of the night one night, and I have a little dog, and she was laying on my bed, and I woke up and I sat up straight. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said, Inspiration Across Nations. I pulled my phone, went on GoDaddy, typed it in, it was available. I said, it's a sign, and that was a year ago last April.
I love it. I absolutely am in love with that.
Thank you.
And what I want to say is another person I'm sure was pulling at you, because the officer and a gentlewoman, Raquel Thomas,
yes.
which is a dear friend of mine, and I'm one of the co-hosts along with Rick Bernstein. He's the voice of DC. I'm the people's MC, so that just like peanut butter and jelly.
It really is. It really is. You guys were a blast the entire night.
Thank you. I love him. But reason why I brought that up is because I know when she loves someone and when she brings someone into her platform, she's serious.
She is.
She's beauty and brains, but she is not. She doesn't let one blade of grass grow under her feet, does she?
She does not.
She
does that. It's that military background and organization and everything else. So
And she and her family, I just adore, and I love what she's doing for women across this nation. And just the platform she just started at the Kennedy Center where you won.
Yeah.
Wow, I love it. Yeah, and how fitting for everything that you go for, you just win. I know plenty of women who have been in the pageantry for over 10 years and haven't won. So you have that it factor, so God has blessed you. So what are you going to do with your platform to bless others?
So I'm going through a phase 2 within Inspiration Across Nations, and I want to create an inspirational social platform. So I want to make it easier to volunteer. For the past year, I've been writing inspirational blogs about people and organizations and really trying to bring that volunteer story into light. And my goal is to create this social platform before the end of the year to inspire people to bring about a community, to volunteer, and to bring that love back, and have something where you can go and you're going to see something fun, you're going to see something inspiring, and really make it easier to volunteer and for organizations to find volunteers. So really standardize that process. And big task ahead of me, but my goal is to get that up and operational before the end of the year, and then start rolling and bringing in organizations. And so when that happens, I'll come back and we'll talk about it. But
I'll volunteer. I'll let you know right now. I love giving back. And you said something earlier that's so important. You have to be very cognizant of where you give and when you were doing your searching for pageants, you found the best one.
I did.
That's nothing but God.
Yep. And I was actually when I was looking at getting into pageantry, I went to the year before when Leia was crowned, and I watched it, and I just sat in the audience. I didn't know anybody, and I watched that show, and I said, I want to go do that. And that was when it was only Mrs. DC, right? And then they started fortuitously, they started a Miss for America in October. And I had just finished my first pageant, and I learned a lot. I grew a lot from that experience. And I when they did that, when they put that out, I said, you know what? Why don't I go after it? And became Miss Capitol Hill DC, and kind of the rest is history.
Yes.
So
did we show her crowning? Did we show it already? Because I wasn't sure. I wasn't watching the. Yes. Can we show her being crowned by Leia and then the one by herself? Yeah, that's the one by her.
That
That's
is
okay.
one of my favorite.
Yes, I love
pictures.
it. Mine too. That's why I chose it, and you didn't even give it to me.
I did.
She told me, Renee, go on and just pick your
one.
favorites. Very few people say that. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. That's the one being crowned. Yes. She just doesn't have the crown up yet. She's laying the sash.
Yep, laying the sash.
And that's yes. Oh my God. And of course, Terrain, the first runner-up, who's a dear friend of mine. In the red. Yeah, so I'm just so proud of you.
Thank
and
you.
I'm going to do everything I can, as I always do for the winners, for Raquel, to put you on platforms that I feel that you can shine.
Thank you.
Know?
I appreciate that.
What I like to do is I wanted to bring you on, if you could just tell the audience how to get a hold of you to book you.
Yeah.
And maybe a last word to someone who would like to be a part of a pageant but doesn't feel the confidence. What would you say to that woman?
So you can find me Megan Ompu. I believe I'm the only Megan Ompu in the entire world. So the last name is EUNPU. I have a website, and you can get a hold of Inspiration Across Nations from there. Yes. And I have a blog, and I write about my experiences. One of the things pageantry has really taught me is to be more vulnerable.
Yes.
So I've been doing that. I've been writing about my story from when I was very little, what my challenges have been, and how I've overcome them. So continuing to write there.
Yeah.
And you have to follow your heart when it's God's time, when you follow God, when you follow His guidance.
Right.
It's a beautiful
That's
thing.
true.
And whether it's pageantry, whether it's whatever it is, do everything with what you have. And getting on stage, getting dressed up, doing the hair, the makeup, the dress. That's so fun.
From when we were 2 years old, 4 years old, with our mom's high heels.
right. Wearing the crown. But using the crown and the sash for purpose, that is really where my heart is, and why I got into pageantry, and why I am so blessed to wear this crown and sash, and to be competing to be the first ever Miss for America in August.
I have a feeling you're going to do it, and we're all behind you.
Thank
I'm
you.
actually calling another queen, Queen Aniba. Are you on? Okay, let me put you. Okay, is she on?
I am. How are you?
Hi, listen, I'm running out of time for the show, but you know how I do. So we'll have you back on another time to talk about you. But I wanted to bring you on. If you could put her picture up, DZ. We have a queen of the Miss DZ. And I wanted to bring you on because you're a queen. Let's talk about how you became a queen, so they understand.
I married a king.
I just wanted to make sure they understood, okay?
I married a king in Africa.
Yes. So
that's how I got my title.
So we have a pageant queen, and we have a authentic queen. And I just wanted to put you on because I wanted to talk about, because she was actually there at the event, so I'm leaving her on. I wanted you to talk about the TIS Foundation, and I do have the clip here from Afro. Thank you, Afro, for covering the TIS Foundation 25th anniversary.
Yes, they did a fabulous job.
Where your woman, your girl, your partner, your everything for how many years, the Honorable Diane Watson, Congresswoman, won the first Lifetime Achievement Award of the TIS Foundation. I wanted to get your buy-in on these next 5 minutes or so as to your relationship with her and how you felt about being there to watch that historic event.
Well, I certainly was touched that the TIS Foundation honored me with honoring my sister of over 40 years. She and I have traveled the world together, done so many things. I started out working with her as her fashion designer, and that morphed into a long-term relationship, which also included working with her on her political campaigns, a part of her A team, a part of her advanced protocol team. So through the years, we have grown together, watched each other grow, and I was so amazed and so elated to see how TIS Foundation honored her legacy for their 25th anniversary. It was something to see. The whole entire ambiance, the event itself, the planning that took place, the professionalism, the color theme, the event planners, everything was first class, as I always saw it for her, because she is certainly a first class woman.
Yes.
She's a record breaker. She's a legacy lioness.
Yes.
The first woman to be on the school board, the first African American woman to win a seat on the state senate, and she is a ambassador who was summoned by our good friend President Bill Clinton, and then on to become a House of Representative for 2 terms. So I call her a legacy lioness. Nobody's done what she's done. She's incredible, and how TIS Foundation memorialized that concept of her in the arena of her politics and her family and friends. With the tribute video,
oh my God,
was stellar. I was so blessed to be able to suggest it and produce it, and we had so many people to come through for us and be a part of it. So it was just unbelievable. It really was.
I want to thank you, and I sat next to you and the Honorable Diane Watson at another event they did just a few days later, and I really enjoyed that quality time. Look, this is a show of first. Say first, Queen, first.
Yes, first.
Yes, honey, because I have the first woman, black female impersonator, Sylvia Traymore Morris. I have the first pageant winner for the Miss DC for Americas, and I have the first African queen on my show. Come on now.
You are the queen of all the queens. That's why we all come and sit on the throne with you, darling. And thank you for inviting us, making us feel so good to be a part of such a wonderful show. You're doing such an incredible job keeping us informed and just giving us a platform. Thank you so much.
I love you so much. Sylvia, come on up here and join us in the Queen Aniva. Yes. Come on up here and sit with us. I just want to know that we have a few more minutes, Queen Aniva, and I just like for you as a woman of so many facets and such a businesswoman, and you just do so much, and we're going to talk about that when I have your own featured expose. But right now, can you just
Is that really her?
That's her. That's her.
I know exactly who she is.
You do?
Really
well, talk to her, Sylvia.
I don't even know how to talk to her. Hello, and thank
Greetings,
you.
Queen. How are you?
I'm so excited to be on the same show with you. I can't wait to do my impression of you. Yes. It's an honor. Thank you.
Sylvia Traymore Morrison, Queen Aniva, she, so many things I didn't say. The Honorable Eleanor Norton, she gave her a statehood. She's a lot of the African dignitaries, you can mention who it is, has brought her as a guest to their dinners. Who?
Yes,
yes, that's okay. That's okay.
Look, I'm so nervous. I can't even think right now. And I am never lost for words. I mean, I know Renee.
We have 1 minute left.
Oh, okay. Anyway, yes, I've been over to the embassies over on Massachusetts Avenue, and I would love to come and entertain you guys. All you gotta do is say the word.
Yeah, I'm gonna connect y'all. I'm gonna connect all three of you. And Queen Aneva, you can end the show. We have probably 30 seconds, just saying what you feel as a queen that women, as queens should represent themselves. What does queen mean to you?
First of all, I just like to say this: we are all queens by birthright, because we have been anointed and crowned by God, and we're mothers of civilization. We are co-creators with God. So each and every one of us has that queen spirit, and I believe that as we embrace who we are as African American women, as women all over the world, because everything sprang forth first from Africa, so we're all Africans wherever we are. As we embrace ourselves and embrace each other, we grow stronger together.
Yes, ma'am.
As we embrace our blackness, as we embrace our melanin and our hair and who we are as women, we are empowered together, and we are made strong together.
Thank
so
you
I just
so
want
much.
to send that good love out to my
Queens.
sisterhood.
Thank you, queens. Thank you, first ladies of this universe. God bless all three of you.
Yes.
And I'll be talking to you soon. God bless.
Thank you so much, my queen. Good night.
Good night, queen.
Queen, I know it. I can't believe you had her on your show.
I know. Thank you, Dizzy.
Oh my God.
See y'all next week, y'all. Hello. Welcome to the Renee Alen and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for